Hello, I'm Heather Hiscox. Tonight, you are helping us raise money for a small organization with a global reach. Much of our work is invisible. Our lawyers intervene and our organization offers help where information is hidden, people are silenced, or journalists are threatened. Here's a taste of where the money goes from this gala dinner. They risk their lives to record such images, reporting from so many front lines it seems the world is burning up.
They're suspecting him to be a government spy. Okay. Get out of here! Get out, go!
Journalists in distress, shot at, detained and arrested. While Sochi prepares for the Olympics, traffic police stop investigative journalist Nikolai Yarst and cameraman Philippe Vasilenko. They're arrested and beaten. The two flee Russia a year later. They email CJFE for help. Jonathan Rashad, a photojournalist surrounded by death on the streets of Cairo, takes a combat first aid course which might help him save his injured colleagues. Amanda Lindout, Goran Dukani, like many others, they appeal for help to our Journalists in Distress Fund. Food, medicine, protection for those who have nothing.
He'd write his office.
CJFE has provided $250,000 to these courageous men and women over the last 15 years. But sometimes journalists are trapped. The Marriott Hotel, Cairo, December 29, 2013. When Egyptian security police come for Al Jazeera journalists Mohammed Fahmy, Peter Gresta, and Bahar Mohammed, the camera sweeps the room as if it were a crime scene. The journalists appear later in court over and over. Sentenced to 7 to 10 years in jail for terrorism. Almost a year later, the Canadian government continues its silence about their plight. But we've been speaking out.
Free AJ staff!
CJFE and Al Jazeera led protests around the world. The targeting of journalists in other countries reminds us of just how fragile our democracy really is. CJFE board member and media lawyer Peter Jacobson.
We're not suffering those other horrible results that journalists, let's say, in the Middle East are suffering. We still have to be very careful about this freedom because it is a freedom that gets destroyed by tablespoons, not by a huge machete stroke in Canada.
Take Bill C-461. Its intention? Financial accountability from CBC. If Bill C-461 had passed, these stories would not have seen the light of day. The financial trail envisioned by the legislation could have exposed where and with whom CBC journalists were meeting.
I'm a police officer. And I'm still saying shame on you for involving children. Mr. Goldman, take care of this person, please.
Without the cloak of anonymity, few of the sources would have spoken with Fifth Estate journalists, and the documentaries would never have been done. The sponsor of the bill had not intended to take aim at CBC's journalists. Brent Rathgeber, a Conservative MP from Alberta, listened carefully to our concerns. When his own party would not accept amendments protecting sources, he resigned from caucus and rose in the House of Commons last February.
Accordingly, the sponsor of the bill does not move concurrence.
Few journalists, even at CBC, knew this was happening. But CJFE board member Bob Carty had worked tirelessly on this file for 2 years.
Bob Carty ultimately persuaded him that there was indeed a threat to independent journalism.
A small victory for democracy, but defeats are becoming much more common.
What we are seeing here is an increasing retraction by the governments to limit the amount of information that can be made available to the public, to put impediments in the way, and what that does, of course, is it restricts the ability of the media to get that information out to the public.
But journalists keep asking the questions and recording the images, and we will honor them by supporting their tireless and courageous work.